Alright, welcome back.
Welcome back.
So yes, the Dyson spear.
Yes, so the concept of it is we're going to build a giant thing around the sun.
We're gonna build a big stick.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Yes!
Nice. Good call.
We're going to build a giant sphere around a sun.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to produce so much energy we wouldn't have to worry about energy for the entire duration of our entire civilization.
Okay.
And then we'd upload our consciousnesses into the sphere.
Okay.
So we would never have to do anything ever again.
There is one problem with this theory.
Maintenance, yes.
Yes, maintenance was the first thing I was going to bring up, and the second one is that eventually our star is going to explode.
Yes.
So there's two problems with this,
but you can see why there would be an appeal to a
absolutely.
advanced civilization that has the means of doing that.
Oh, absolutely. It makes perfect sense.
But in the time it would take for it to break, or the sphere to blow up...
I mean, I'd say we'd be long dead, but we wouldn't be, because we'd upload our consciousnesses, we'd live forever. So it would eventually be our problem.
Yes. Huh.
The other thing is, if we do upload our consciousnesses into... If everyone uploads their consciousness into a spear system, right, that produces infinite power, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do we maintain it when there's no one left? They're all in the fucking
Yeah, no, I get these points, but it's like one of those things like, this is an idea that people have proposed. It's not the greatest idea.
It's interesting. Every single idea that's like designed to be like the answer to all of society's problems always comes with more problems. Like always.
Like,
there's never like a
what about X?
Yeah. Like it's always like, what if we built a sphere and we all uploaded our consciousness? We have infinite power, we never have to worry about anything, and we can live forever. And it's like, well, wouldn't the sun eventually explode? Shit.
Shit.
And it's fine, we just move the spear. Well, how would we do that if there's no one controlling it? And it's like, well, we control it with our mind. Well, then we'd have to worry about maintenance on the ship as it traveled through space. It might take damage, and it's just like, well, we can fix it. And it's like, how? We're all conscious beings inside a fucking ring.
Yeah, no, it's one of those things like, yeah, no, I get why I get the point. It's a cool idea.
That's a neat idea. Everything always comes with problems. It doesn't matter how efficient your idea is, it will always come with problems. I was explaining that to
somebody.
Yeah, a buddy of mine. I won't say his name because fuck him. No, I'm kidding. He's cool. But he asked me one day. He was like, because he's not very into politics or anything economic system based or any of that shit. So he was like,
Revolution?
so he asked me about. Essentially, yes. He was like, I don't really get it. He's like, what are the pros and cons and all the other stuff? And I was explaining it to him, and I was explaining mostly economics though, like how the money systems work, less the political and ideas of them. And essentially how I explained it was, there is absolutely no fucking way to make a perfect flowing economy.
Yes.
And he was like, why is that? I'm like, because something will always come up and fuck everything up.
Yes.
And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, you can plan out every fucking thing to a T and have a perfect system in place, and then all of a sudden an earthquake will happen, and now you have to spend millions to fix this city. And there's just nothing you can do about that.
I say this to people, and it's very true.
Yeah.
Life happens.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do about it. Life is unpredictable. The only way we would be able to make a perfect economic social system of just like for people, not socialism like socialism, just social system as in like
social
people
structure.
being together. Yeah, social structure, there's a better word for it. Is if we could 100% predict the future and what the planet is going to do, which is never gonna fucking happen.
We had precogs who
could
fucking predict the future.
Like, it would never fucking happen. Because even people who are good at predicting the future cannot predict the future 100% of the time.
Yeah, you can't make it.
It's just impossible. Everything is unpredictable. The world is like gambling, said someone who was stupid.
Tying it all back.
Yeah, boy. But yeah, so there's always what's the word? There's always a bigger fish.
There's always a bigger fish.
Or in the words of Obi-Wan Ben
Nope,
Anakin
that
Skywalker.
that was oh god.
I know.
Qui-Gon Jinn. That was
Like,
Qui-Gon Jinn.
shit, who said it?
Qui-Gon Jinn. There's always a bigger fish.
There's always a bigger fish.
I just fucking love that, because they're getting chased by a giant, like, fish, and then another one just comes out of nowhere, and he's like, oh my god! There's always a bigger fish.
There's always a bigger fish. Star Wars, man, was such a
Great.
fucking show.
It's great.
Do you hear people are mad at Kanye West now because he came out and said the new Star Wars trilogy is bad? And everyone's just like, free! How dare you, Kanye?
How dare you speak the truth?
How dare you, Kanye, have an opinion on these movies that are not mine?
I hate people.
Which I agree with Kanye, but when my friend came up to me and was like, I think the Star Wars sequels are really good, I was like, I mean, that's fair. I won't... Like, I don't like them, but I'm not mad that you like them. Like, good for you.
I won't bash you for it.
Yeah, it's like, good for you, man.
I mean, I might disagree, but I don't bash you for it.
The way I always put it is... like, I might not agree with you, but I also don't care enough to argue with you. Like, that it's not good.
Yeah.
Like, I will argue if something is good or bad, but only if they're trying to convince me that it's good.
Yeah.
Because then I'm just like, no, let me tell you in vast detail why what you're telling me is wrong and why it's horrible.
Why it is false.
And I'm a lunatic. Like, I am literally a lunatic. Like, I hate Attack on Titan, and I've watched all 3 seasons of Attack on Titan, so I have a very consistent point on why I think it's bad. Like, I can't tell you how many people are like, why do you do that? And I'm like, because if I don't like something, I want to have bullet-to-bullet points in chronological order every problem I have with the show. I like being that guy that's like, well, why don't you like it? And then just being like, I just don't. It's like, well, that's not a fucking... Give me a reason why, motherfucker.
Confirm that is Chris.
Yeah. Like, give me a... Because that was my thing with one of my buddies who's just like, yeah, I don't like Dragon Ball Z. And I was like, why? And he was like, I just don't like it. I'm like, that's not a fucking reason! Give me a reason!
If he said, I don't like Dragon Ball Z because it just feels like it's all screaming, I could say, okay, no, I get that point.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'd be like, yeah, okay, I get that. But he's just, I just don't like it. I'm like, what do you mean?
Have you given it a shot?
Have you watched it? Like, what's your reasoning? It's why I hate that there's this one dude on YouTube who does anime reviews, and he has this system where he's like, if I don't like the show by the end of the first episode, then I just don't like the show and I don't watch it, and I'm just like...
You've told me about this guy.
And I'm like, I get it.
But no.
I get, like, you didn't like it on the first episode, so you're not gonna put the extra time into watching it, because you're just not into it. I get that. But, like, you can't tell me that show is bad if you literally only watched 1 episode.
Yeah, you can't say the show is bad, and then tell everybody that the show is bad, and not... And... influence other people's opinions on it.
Yeah, if you haven't watched it fully.
You haven't watched it.
Yeah, but in my opinion, I know people will argue with me, in my opinion, you have to watch something all the way to the end if you're gonna make a fucking statement on how bad it is.
About like a general broad statement about like, oh, it's terrible.
You have to watch it to the end. You can't half-ass it. You can't watch half of it and then just be like, it's bad. That's my problem with bringing it back, The Legend of Korra, because people watch season 1, and then they're like, the whole show is bad. And I'm like, there's like 3 more seasons, and a lot of them fix what you're complaining about.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, it's just bad. I'm like...
I liked Korra. It was good.
Like,
it wasn't
you can
Airbender.
See, you can state that season 1 of Korra is bad.
Yeah.
Because you watched all of season 1. But you can't say all of Korra is bad, because you didn't watch all of Korra.
Yeah.
That's like me watching the first half of a movie and being like, the whole movie is bad. You didn't finish the fucking movie. Like,
it's like saying, like, yeah, I didn't like Band of Brothers. I only watched a third of the first half of it.
Yeah.
It's like, you didn't even get to the part where they save them.
Yeah, like, you didn't even get to the point. Like, essentially. like the point of... The reason I say you gotta watch it to the end is because a lot of shows don't wrap up character development or story plots
in an episode.
In an episode. It takes time, so you have to stick to it. You have to watch it.
But no, Chris, this is a ludicrous topic that we're talking about here. People don't agree with us.
Yeah, absolutely. I get. Fucking, like, there's... And there is definitely some, like, there's definitely some statements to being like, if you, maybe you haven't watched the whole movie, but you watched like a summary of the movie and it covered all the main plot points, and you're like, I don't think I'd like this movie, and you skip it.
Yeah.
That's fair. Like, you put your effort into it, but you shouldn't be making reviews on fucking shit if
that
you're
you
like,
only
I
watched
haven't,
an episode.
Yeah, I haven't even watched it. Like, you shouldn't be doing that.
That's like
you can have your opinion. Like, yeah.
That's like trying to make a review on an arc that hasn't even you haven't even watched yet.
Yeah, like, cause like if I watched, let's say I watched the first episode of what's a stupid show that's on right now? Full House, a show that's totally on right now. Like. Full House actually doesn't fit what I'm talking about, because Full House is too...
It's episodic.
Yeah, it's episodic. I'm thinking more shows that are, like, have a story. I don't know, fuck it. We'll just say The Owl House, because we've been talking about that recently.
Yes.
Like, it would be like if I watched the first episode of... See, if I watched the first episode of The Owl House, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't like it, right? I was like, yeah, I didn't like it, I couldn't get into it. And then I decided not to watch any more of them. That's fine. That's, like, my opinion. But if I made in review that was just like, this show fucking sucks, I watched the first episode of The Owl House and I thought it was garbage. Like, you didn't really give it a chance to say the whole show sucks, dude. Like, yeah, you might think that episode sucks. Hell, you might even do a single shot review that's like, this episode fucking sucked, blank episode is terrible. But you can't be like, the whole show is fucking terrible based off of one fucking episode you watched. That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Forgetting, this is the internet we're talking about.
Good
People
point.
don't have time to form real concrete opinions about things.
People don't have time to form real concrete opinions about things, but they have times to bitch about it.
Yes. That was the truest comment ever.
I don't have time to formulate my own thoughts, but I have time to be mad at you for not thinking like me.
Oh my god, that was too real. Too real.
Like, I hope someday in the future some person, like, finds this channel and then just makes, like, a hard cut channel that just takes, like, 1 minute segments of me saying shit that's too real and just re-uploading them in, like, small segments.
I think you'd be okay with that.
I'd be okay with it. I'd honestly probably get a huge kick out of it, because I'd probably go through it and just be like, wow, I can't believe I said that. I'm right, but I can't believe I said it.
It's too true.
I forget, I don't even remember what it was. I went back and watched something that we did. And I went and watched it again, and it came to it, and I said something, and I was just like, wow. Sometimes I am just a little too heated for these things.
I can agree.
So I'm like, I'm not wrong, but I'm just also like, I probably shouldn't be saying this.
Yeah, no, that's true.
What are you gonna do? The internet's always gonna be full of people that are gonna disagree with you anyways, so you may as well have fun with it.
Yeah, I mean, you have an opinion, and frankly, you're a Nazi for thinking that.
Dude, I love that shit. What's the saying I used to have? When everyone's a Nazi, no one will be?
Yes.
That is becoming scarily true by the day.
I hate it.
Because when everyone's super, no one will be. Is that how he sounds? I can't quite remember how he sounds. I think it was similar to that.
I think when he was yelling about it, yes.
Yeah, okay. Man, that movie was really great, and the sequel was the same.
The same movie.
The same movie, not really great, just the same movie.
Just in reverse.
Just they switched out the character with the wife this time. And also, Violet had some stupid subplot about being in love or some dumb teen shit that I don't care about.
Where the other one was just like, yeah!
Yeah.
The designer, I'm blanking on her name. I don't know how I'm blanking on her name, because it's my girlfriend's favorite character. But I love that person. No capes!
No capes. Oh, Edna, I think, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
She is the best character in that.
No capes.
Take this.
I like her, like, I think my favorite line is just the whole, like, I wasn't sure what the baby's powers were, so I just made it do fucking everything.
Yes. Yes.
Like, okay.
Okay, thank you. And it turns out the baby has 100 powers.
Yeah, right. I'm disappointed, though, that movie didn't take place immediately with the Underminer. The Underminer!
No, it did. It picks up right with the Underminer.
Did it?
Yep. It's just a subplot.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They, like, skip out on it. That's right.
Like, they fight him, and that's it. Like, they take him down as a family, and then they don't, and then they try to retire.
That's a movie I gotta rewatch, because I don't remember most of it.
Yeah.
I watched it, I was like, it's okay, and then I, like, totally forgot everything that happened in it. I would have much preferred a prequel, I'm not gonna lie. I wanted a prequel that followed Sinestro and his, like, murdering of all the other superheroes.
Yes.
I think that would have been way fucking cooler, but also way too dark for Disney to actually make.
Yes.
But man, wouldn't that have been fucking cool to see, like, him make this robot and then it, like, slowly kill, like, all the heroes, and then, like, when the robot gets defeated, he, like, upgrades it and then fucking goes back and kills them. Dude. I'd watch the shit out of that movie.
You heard it, Disney. Make that movie.
Dude, hell yeah. You guys like to make dark movies now. That's like all you do at Pixar now. You only make dark, sad movies now, so fucking you may as well do it. Did you see the new Toy Story, by the way? Toy Story 4? Was it 4? I didn't watch it either.
I haven't even watched 3.
I heard it was very mediocre, and I just was like, eh.
That is what I heard as well.
Like, 3 I heard was good, so I watched 3, and I was like, yeah, this is pretty good.
Good ending point, and then they made more.
Yeah, and then they, like, kept making it, and I was like, alright.
Whatever.
You had a perfect ending, but it's fine. You keep milking that shit. Well, it's because Pixar is totally out of ideas.
Yes.
Like, they're fucking so fucking out of ideas. As soon as they announced Cars 3 and Finding Nemo 2, I was like, they're fucking out of ideas. I'm like, this is the end of Pixar.
Cars 3, Electric Boogaloo.
I'm like, it's over. Well, they made Cars 3, and that sucked. They made they made Finding Dory, which was like the same fucking movie as the first one.
But we're Finding Dory now.
And then they made Incredibles 2, which is the same fucking movie as the first one, but with Mrs. Incredible, and I was just like, holy shit, Pixar is done. I'm like, they're done. They're out of ideas.
They peaked.
They peaked. It's over. Like, Pixar's fucking reign of being the best animation studio is over. It was fun while it lasted, boys.
My coworker was telling me something about Disney the other day, and I'm blanking on what the name of the company is, but it was like owned by Disney, but it wasn't called Disney, so they could make darker things. And
Touchstone.
Yes.
Yeah, Touchstone Pictures.
And I was like, okay, I think I knew about that.
Yeah, it was honestly that was one of their better ideas that they had. So what they did is they because Disney has such a, like, perfect brand of, like, we cannot corrupt our child-friendly family brand.
Yep.
They made a movie studio for making, like, R-rated movies called Touchstone Pictures.
So they didn't have to be associated with it?
Yeah, so people wouldn't, like, complain that the movies were too dark for Disney.
Yes.
Because whenever Disney does anything even remotely dark, it doesn't even have to be that dark, but if it's just even remotely a little dark, their fan base bitches and whines that fucking, like, how dare they make some... Think of the children!
Think of the children, Chris!
Think of the children that I bought to this movie that clearly stated it was rated R. think of the children.
Oh my god, I hate that. It's like, this was not appropriate for my kid. Well, it was a rated R movie, so I don't know why your kid is here.
Dude, Deadpool was the fucking worst of that. Like, people brought their kids to the Deadpool movie, and they're like, how dare they make this superhero movie like this? And it's like, it says it's rated R. Read the fucking ratings, you idiot.
And it's the same way with rated M, like M movies, M games.
Yep.
It's too dark for my kid! Why is your kid playing a rated M game?
Dude, that's why I fucking... See, I hate these stupid things because we had to put a system in place to warn people about movies, right? Which I don't think is inherently a bad idea, but the reason we add them is because of people whining and bitching that they didn't know how dark a movie would be, and then they still do it.
Oh, dude, it hurts my brain.
Because they don't pay attention to the rating, and it's like, why did we even fucking bother?
It hurts my brain. It's like, if you're gonna complain about it, and then you want the thing, listen to the thing.
Yep. No, Derek, that's too hard.
Yeah,
I just want to bitch about it. Let me bitch about it.
Yeah, let me bitch about it. I'm sorry. I took away your ability to bitch, so...
I want to complain that this movie is corrupting the youth, and that I don't need to buy it, give them money, or show it to my kids, but it's corrupting the youth of the nation.
Oh my god, I hate it so much. Are you kidnapping me too? Not exactly. It's a long story. Why am I reading it now? We haven't read the last, like, 20 of these.
Are you kidnapping me now? And Sora's just like, no, yes. Yes, I am.
You've been kidnapped? You don't want to be here? Yes. I don't really want to be here. That witch forced me to come here. I have no idea what to talk to.
No, I think you're getting confused. You mean Beast. Beast forced you to stay here. It was part of the plot.
You mean Beast? And weren't you so mean to him before? Yeah, you really hurt his feelings. You don't understand. I can't let him see how I really feel. Why not?
Yeah,
it's just that...
Why?
Oh!
Eek.
He's coming. Quickly, hide! Huh? What the fuck's going on?
She just, like, lays down and rolls under the fucking desk.
Yeah, you remember this? It took me like 20 minutes to try to figure out that.
I sure do remember you trying to figure it out. I am Maleficent.
To what do I owe the visit? Was he here? Yes.
Maleficent, I think you found the wrong princess, though.
He risked his life to come save you. Why did you reject him? I won't ask for his help. I'll ask for Sora's.
Is it... Okay. It's fine. I hope we get that shot again.
The over-the-shoulder with the weirdness?
Yeah, yeah. If we get it again, don't cut through it. Okay, right here works too. Does her face look a little caveman-y to you at a distance?
It has been. I was thinking the same thing the whole time we've been in this world.
Okay, a little caveman-y for me. I mean, up close it looks normal, but like the minute you get a little distance, you're like,
oh no.
It's got a little bit of a Neanderthal forehead going on.
Yeah, I mean...
I don't judge people based off their beauty. I judge them off their personality, which is normally as bad as their beauty.
That was too real. Too real.
I forget who told me that once. It was some fucking kid I was talking to. But I was like, damn, savage.
That was too real. But no, I get it.
Back off. Tip, 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 tip.
Ha! Ha! Sa!
Yo, man, I'm really feeling those action shots. Give me more.
I will.
Alright. Oh my god. He exploded.
And not in a fun way.
That moment of, oh no. Is there a fun way to explode, Derek?
A little bit, yes.
Please tell me in vast detail.
Well, you see, you just fucking explode.
I get it.
That's what I'm looking for. Organize.
Switch her out with the Tinkerbell card, which exists. And it is probably a summon. But maybe not, because it's blue and not green. Or... Are summons normally green? That's the color, right?
Yes.
Okay.
forgot how annoying it is to try to, like, manage the shit.
I want to put in nothing but zeros. A whole deck of zeros.
So many zeros!
Zeros beat everything, so why would I run anything else?
Because all of your zeros break too.
Shut up! Zeros or nothing! Okay, actually, Derek, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, we're at the very end of this episode. Let's not ask this question. We'll pick it up in the next part, though. We'll see you then. Peace.